Downloading latest intel package. Welcome back. I was getting worried about you.
Agent Academy, Episode 11, recorded on January 16th, 2018. I'm Agent Goonie Guy.
And I'm Agent Soho.
And today we're going to talk about a bunch of different stuff. Some events coming up with Ingress. We're going to go over how the Circle K promotion's going with the experiences we had this week in it. Some awesome ops. And of course, people getting goldfished.
Goldfished.
That's the latest and greatest.
Oh boy.
So let's get on into the situation report.
Sit rep. So
awesome bumper.
Good old sit rep. This is the top of the sit rep. This is the coolest thing here. So Agent Academy episode 10, the previous episode where we interviewed Andrew Krug, was featured in the Ingress Intel newsletter, and that was really cool. Yay!
Yeah, it was really cool. We had people in our Telegram send us a message and let us know that it was out and that we were in it, and it's always cool to open that up and see like your podcast in there and stuff. So
yeah, so if you found this show because of that, welcome to the show. We got a lot of subscribers and things like that from the episode, and so yeah, we're just chugging along, and we'll be here for a long time doing this show. So. And also looking probably for different guests to have on the show as well. We'll continue to kind of have interviews and stuff like that. So
yeah, we're waiting on Colin Williams. Hopefully will be on the show. I unfortunately forgot to reply to his email during the holidays, and so he probably hates us now and will never be on the show. But we'll see. Hopefully he'll forgive us and come on the show. And speaking of subs, we just had a second month Twitch subscriber, JBJ Blaze, in the chat room. So if you're a Twitch watcher, that's where we stream live, and you can actually sub there. There's multiple ways to do it. If you're Amazon Prime account, you can actually do it for free. So go do that. But we also coming up is a remote participation event in Chicago, and this is basically like a RPG card game thing. I guess not so much card, but they have like the tokens and stuff on the boards, and it'll be live action there and some really cool stuff. And you go into that? Should we plan to go to that?
I mean, it's a remote event, right? So like you don't have to be, but it says if you're going to be in Chicago in February, you want to take part in this. But if it's a remote participation experiment, then can we not, like, I don't know what the details are, but can we not participate remotely here in Alabama?
We will have to find out. I guess it's actually two things too. There'll be a event going on there, an agent organized event called the UCR Scav Hunt on February 10th in Chicago, and then after that there'll be the RPE event will take place that evening. And so save the date. We'll figure out what's actually happening and how we can get involved when PAC lets us know on Investigate Ingress, and of course then we will let you all know as well. And it's coming up quick. I mean, we're talking just a few weeks away now, right?
Right, yeah. February 10th, is that right?
That is right.
February.
I assume 2018. Maybe they're talking 2019. Maybe it's nowhere near.
All right. Well, let's see. Also, so did you take part in this huge operation here?
I did. Operation Freyja. I think that's how you say it. Freyja. The official sit rep's not out for it yet, and when it is, I'll link to it and we'll talk about it again, or at least we'll link to it, because it was a ton of people, and they all deserve credit for all the awesomeness that they did to get it going and get everything going. It was like 40 plus layers at 2 million a layer, almost 100 million U for the whole thing, and it was huge. Covered almost all of Alabama, went into Tennessee.
Whew.
And it was really cool. I got to throw like 8 layers, I think. So
Holy crap.
I went from 1.3 million MMU to 17 million in the span of a minute. So I got my Onyx. So that was really cool.
God, you just popped that quick. Jesus.
Yeah, and I got to throw from the right next to the agent who actually put the whole plan together. So it was really good getting a bunch of information and learning how to play the game. Be a good agent.
By the way, this isn't a game. It's a simulation.
Well, there's a game within the simulation.
That's awesome. Friggin' crazy. So you're Onyx. So no need to ever get any more MU. You're done.
No, I will keep going.
Sweet.
But yeah, no, I mean, in lieu of, I'd rather someone who didn't have their badge get the MMU, though, because that helps out the team more.
Yeah. Very cool.
And also, Circle K. I went
Your
there.
favorite subject.
Right? I went there to get a code. No code. I got a drink, but no code.
No
Again.
code?
So apparently, I'm broken. I want you to go to the same one and see if you can get a code, because maybe it's just me.
And they see you come in, they're like, "Oh, that freaking guy." They're like, "Whatever you do, do not give that guy a code."
Right? But maybe there's something weird in the code of the app that because I've gotten codes before, or I got codes before the other promotion and during the other promotion, because it was during that promotion mine broke and stopped giving me any codes. Did I get banned? Did I get put on a Circle K list? What happened? So I want to see if anybody else is able to get it. And I know probably across the world someone's able to do it, but I want to see if someone can do it from the same Circle K that I can't. Like, let's troubleshoot that way. It won't help troubleshooting from another Circle K. Now, if I go to another Circle K, maybe that'd be. But let's do that. Let's try all the scenarios and see if we can get it to start working again.
So maybe that'll be my homework this week. I'll investigate this Circle K. I'll probably go to lunch with you near the Circle K and try it, honestly. But let's try that out this week. And then next week on SitRep, we'll let you know our Circle K adventure. What happened?
That's right. Because I'd really like, we have some agents that refuse to go to Circle K anymore because they're not giving me the code. So I'd really like to end this and get Circle K some business.
So weird.
Because they're not giving me the business. Wait, that sounds weird.
Oh boy. Speaking of business and being hooked in, reeled in, or whatever you want to call it, hashtag Goldfish. Goldfish. This is another guardian hunting community that has been spotted by Clean Ingress?
No. This isn't Clean Ingress. This is
Listgress?
Listgress, which is a different group. Now, they post their stuff on a WordPress and make it look very similar to Clean Ingress, but
okay. It's Clean Ingress inspired. That's what got me, because the website looks just like it. But so Listgress is a new group, I guess, and so looks like just a quick rundown here. Goldfish is a Slack channel within the Ingress Enlightened in Sydney, Australia. It's been operating since 2015, at least 2015. 2 bots are available in the channel, and you can read all about the details and the names and all that.
Now, I do want to point out one thing. There's been some talk, and actually had it confirmed with some other people, that this isn't a scraper like the other systems that would actually scrape the data of the comms and enter it into a database. This was all manually input from agents. So it's this kind of gray area Whether you agree with or dislike guardian hunting in general, I mean, there are legit ways to do it within the parameters of the game rules. And so this, to me, kind of falls in is it IITC kind of level? Because technically in the TOS, it still says something about, you're not allowed to index the content. Well,
Yep.
There's plugins on IITC that kind of do that, showing you where, players are for 3 hours, things like that. So, this is where we need, as agents of this world, we need a little, less gray area. Tell us what tools, what things you are okay with, Ingress, and let us know. Because there's a lot of people playing who don't want to break the rules, but if we don't really know where that line is, it's kind of hard not to, or accidentally do it.
Right. It clearly, well, it states here on the Listgress site, the terms of service prohibit the use of automation, software, bots, spiders, hacks, all that kind of good stuff. We all know that. But it also says it prohibits indexing services or content, including information from users or about users or gameplay. So if you were to attempt to index or create a list of information about users in the game, then already you're violation. You're in violation of the TOS. So wouldn't you say that even if this isn't a scraper community, this is not a legit one?
Well, no, it's exactly what I was just saying, that IITC breaks the TOS too.
Right.
I mean, absolutely, without a doubt, they say it on their own website that they break the TOS, but they don't think people will get banned for it. So that's what I'm saying is, if you're going to use IITC, this might be just around that same level of whatever. There's kind of what's the data used for? How intrusive is that data? Are you able to use this data to stalk people? There's all kinds of issues that can go along with no matter what kind of tool it is and what it does. If it's a bot, if it's a scraper, is it indexing? Are people doing it? I mean, if people were sitting there basically indexing all the data and were just doing it just as well as a scraper would, I mean, that would still be pretty bad, right? If they could still track your movements and to your house, or to your work and things like that.
Right.
So I don't know.
You're right because it states that automation and software and hacks and data mining tools and blah blah blah. But if you think about it, the human mind is also a data mining tool, and it can also be used for evil or good. Right. So by using that tool that's crammed right in your skull right now, that is a tool that is used for hacking, and that is gonna get you banned. So I see what you mean by the IITC. It's like, yes, it is illegal, but nobody's ever really said anything about it. But it's also kind of like, it's just it's very lightly. It's in that, it's not even a gray area. It obviously is not allowed, but the ethics is in a gray area. It's like, it's just a map. It's not like, scraping, letting like home portals and stuff like that. Because then you're kind of treading on breaking local or federal laws of stalking and stuff like that. A list of people, where they work and their schedules. Yes, that would be stalking. So
right. And there's I don't know, like there's things, I don't know. We talk about this a lot anyway, and I think everybody knows how we feel. So
previous episodes, yes.
yeah. So anyway, this is the next in a long line, and we're still waiting kind of to see what it really is and what it does and who does what, and regardless, it sounds like it's breaking the TOS, so maybe you should stop before you get banned.
Right. Yeah. And if you want to go look at it and you don't feel
Australia,
like,
so
Yeah, if you don't feel like looking at click in, if you're in the car and you're just listening to this audio podcast, check out iesyd.wordpress.com, and that'll take you straight there. And let us know what you think in the comments.
Yeah,
We'll
let
talk
us
about
know
it
where
again.
your line is. Where do you draw that line? No tools, some tools. What tools are okay? Do you think that... Because I think that Niantic should basically incorporate the tools from IATC into their map that they think are okay, and then say, here's the tools you can use. You can use the tools on our site that deal with the data. And if you're trying to get the data and doing stuff with the data otherwise, that is not okay. But it, it's like also like I wonder, well, what about agent stats? What about the mission sites that tell you where all the missions are and the banners and like all these things that obviously get the data somewhere and are indexing that data. There's Telegram bots that will do stuff with this data, not to like find people's guardians or hunt them, but to like, hey, here's this mission or there's a lot of cool stuff that happens in Ingress that I think Niantic likes. Like these big ops, all these big ops would not be possible, without using some sort of IATC, map thing or something, right? Like, I don't think they would be.
Right.
Maybe they would be. Maybe they do it without any IITC. I don't know. I'm not at that level. So I don't, I just throw when I'm told to throw or clear when I'm told to clear. But I just assume that it would be hard to just even build that plan without some of the, the regular plugins for IITC.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know. And I'll probably never be allowed on another op now, just even talking about it.
Yep. So this week, you were up to a lot, I guess. Here, I'll go first because mine was very light, but I was driving around and I know of a bunch of uniques. See, I don't even need uniques anymore, but now I'm just like on this thing of like, oh my God, there's uniques over there because I was looking for them for so long. So I collected a whole ton of uniques, kind of in northeast part of my city and of Huntsville, and just collected a whole bunch. And then I continued to kind of like web up my area. So like I have some new fields that I hadn't thrown yet. So it's very solid up here. It's like it's the best I've really seen it. Because I kind of went out of my way to just collect all this stuff. I was like, so how would I get this area? So I was just kind of driving around. Anyway, so I didn't do a whole lot, but it was just the fact that I keep driving up and down this one road every morning because my girlfriend's car is broken and I'm having to drive her to work and back, and that's what got me like kind of ingressing and like in this area that I'm not really used to. So that's always kind of fun. So it takes me a very long time to drop her off and come back home, basically.
Especially when it's snowing, right?
Right. Now it's snowing. And I was just telling you, Brent, 2 years ago or a year ago, it seems like I'm always outside in the snow or driving around in the snow when we ingress. And there's even a video or two on our channel of snowgrass, I guess you could call it. And I don't know why, it just brings back fond memories. I know it's cold and it's uncomfortable, but when we're ingressing, it seems more epic. Like we're out there like, yes, we must fight the cold to do what we're doing, I don't know. So I woke up this morning to the snow. It never snows in Huntsville, Alabama. I mean, we're in the South. So when it snows, you pay attention, right? So it snowed this morning. And the first thing I thought was, oh man, I wonder if the roads are good enough to like ingress, but not by myself. I'd rather go with you. Like, just, I don't know, really like tromping around maybe on the mountain or something, like trying to get some rares like in the snow.
Yeah. I don't know about driving up the mountain in the snow.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's that danger factor.
maybe yeah. We live pretty far away from each other to.
Yeah, it's just dangerous just meeting up.
Yeah. I was going to meet up with you, but it snowed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was getting ready for work and just planning to work from home. And my wife came in and was like, "Are you going to go out and get some portals before it snows? Are you going to go ingress before it snows?" And I was like, "Oh, should I?" And she's like, "Well, it's going to snow, and you're not going to be able to get out there." And I was like, "Okay." So I went out and
nice.
did a nice lap around Madison, clearing up stuff, farming, and then I got back home, started work.
Nice.
So,
Cool.
Is that are you done with your week?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well, we already talked about the BAF. So I also lost my Guardian this week on day 89. Like I was like, oh man, it's gonna take today. I'm gonna get my 90. I don't have that badge yet. It's gonna get it today, and then all suddenly, I got your portal has been neutralized. I was like, that's dirty, rotten, cheating son of a scoundrel. What tools are you using to do this? And I was talking to some friends, Ingress friends, and I was like, does anybody know this agent? You know, I'm just wondering if you heard anything about them. Were they on the Brokers Guild or were they? And they were like, oh no, that dude's really nice. I was like, really? He just got my Guardian on, day 89. It seems like a jerk to me. And they're like, oh no, he wasn't using any tools. That was just happenstance or whatever. So I was like, I'm going to see. So I sent him a G plus message because he has it on his account and so I sent him a thing. I was like, hey, you got my Guardian, day 89. I just wanted to hear the story about it, basically, And he actually responded to me, and so I had a little conversation with him. And he was because it was about to snow. He said he was worried about there being an op and throw into that portal and no one being able to get to it, and so it would be up through the bad weather. And so he went up there and took it down. So it was good to hear. In a way, because I wasn't mad that my Guardian was taken, like at all. I was just mad because I thought they must be a cheater because it happened on day 89, right? Like, why would it happen any other reason at this remote location? And so to hear that that it was some nice dude and that it just happened to be that day, I think it's a good story that people need to realize that it's not always a cheater. It's not always someone cheating. Things just happen. There are coincidences in life and in Ingress. So matter of fact, I would say instead of ever assuming that it is a cheater, assume that it's not a cheater. Reach out to him even and say, hey, good job. Don't do it in comms because, no one likes comms bombs. It just seems like you're being a poor sport. But send him a message and see what the story is. It may be interesting and you may go, oh, that's kind of cool. Or they may be like, yeah, no, I found you on the scraper and some dude told me I should take it out. And, then you can report him. So, say hi, don't do anything wrong, but it's, anyway, so that was cool. And then I noticed that my work in OPR has gone down drastically since I got my first badge. Like when I was trying to get the badge, like I was just, piling through it, got, almost 200 to probably 250 or more. So, submissions. And then it was just like, I would do a few a day. Like I'm up to like 300 now. So it just kind of slowed down because it's like, what, working for getting portals, but it's I don't know. I'm forcing myself to do it now.
Oh, okay. Are you still in good standing?
Yeah, still in good standing. I don't know if that'll go up or down. And I guess that's the other thing is like, I don't want it to go down. And if you don't do anything, it doesn't go anywhere. Right. So I'll be in good standing forever, but I would rather have portals than standing, I guess. So.
Right.
Let's see. The last couple things are there was another op that was going down yesterday, and I just got a message about it asking if I could help clear some stuff, and so I ran out during lunch to help do that, and I had to flip some portals. And by the time they got to throw later on, someone had come back and re-grabbed those portals and block the lanes again. And so I had to go back out at night to flip them again, but I only had 2 ADAs. And so I couldn't flip them all. So we had to like pick the ones that would maximize the the links through the lane. So that kind of sucks. So I'm going to have to start farming more to get more ADAs and make sure I'm like prepared and should have more than 6, to burn in a day.
Right. Man, I should give you some of mine. I have like over 100 of them. And I don't use them really. Like you're doing a lot more ops these days. When I see you at lunch, I'll dump some on the ground and give it to you, and somebody will probably steal them.
Well, and that was hopefully not. But that was one of the cool things with after the op on Sunday, I met a bunch of the folks from Nashville who were part of the op too. We all went to lunch in between kind of the areas. And so I got to meet a bunch of people and actually got a couple of the new capsules or the changed capsules because I'd only had 2. So now I have 5. So I'll be able to grow some stuff now.
Oh, good. Cool.
Specifically that. But it was really good seeing everybody and meeting them. And so I really suggest that people do that. I realize more and more as I meet people and get involved with these ops that not knowing your kind of like local group and getting involved with however they communicate, whether it's Slack or Telegram, you're just doing yourself a disservice because you'll be throwing your crap links and not even know it. And you're going to piss a bunch of people off by accident and not really pissed, but they're going to be like, oh, why did they throw those? Why can't they, see that we're doing this? And so get involved with your local community. And you know what? You'll probably get some gear out of it. They'll help you. They'll make some portals, some H. They'll know where the farms are. And it's just more fun. I don't get the game solo. You know what I mean? Like it's more and more a group game. And so good. Go do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, Agent Dewey Jays. You remember his idea last week? Something happened during the call. I was trying to mess with audio or something. I didn't get to listen, so it messed my brain up. I went back and listened to it, and it was the Link Laser, and it's really actually a cool idea. And I kind of, I think, dismissed it some just because I didn't hear it enough. And so I just wanted to say, good idea.
Yeah, the Link Laser.
Can't wait to hear more.
We have another reference to the Link Laser later in the show as well.
Nice.
And okay, so keep on entering your date. If you have not entered our contest and you think you know when Ingress Prime is going to be released, the day and the time, we have a form you can fill out, and you can find the link in the description. And you just basically put the date and time. A lot of people are competing to for that day and time to see who's going to be the closest, and whoever wins will get the $25 gift certificate. And so that'll be really fun. And we're in mid-January. Still no news on the Ingress Prime release, so we'll just keep on trucking and see what happens.
Right.
So also, do you have any updates on the Pints and Pixels portal that you submitted about a month ago?
Yeah, it's in limbo. So I've been kind of looking around for what might be happening, and apparently in busier areas, which I would assume our downtown would be possibly considered that if it's within, have you seen this thing about the S2 about portal density? And if there's basically even a plugin now that shows you the squares of where portals can be and the size of the area. And so people are kind of doing analysis to see where this is happening, like where portals can be. And it's kind of looking like that if your portals are in the same kind of square as another one, that it may get thrown into this limbo, which I think is going to Niantic to have to kind of make a decision on. And they may not be making decisions on things right now that they have OPR going. It may be just be like, nah, just let it sit there and we'll figure it out later, or haven't looked at it, or it goes into some weird pod or queue that they don't even know how to access anymore. Right, so there's a way to kind of see that data on the IATC, and so I guess people before they could submit could check to see if it's in that area and make sure maybe move outside of it as much as possible, you know, kind of tweak the location of the portal over if they can, just outside of it. And that may help. So it may be in that because it was real close to the dumb red art portal, and as well as we submitted like 4 in that same area, kind of all in that same area. So maybe they all, I don't know, maybe they all went in and did something funky because of that.
Yeah. So we'll hang on and see.
Have we said enough about bot stuff? Because I had one more thought.
About bots?
Yeah, I want to get your opinion of this.
Okay.
So, you know, in the TOS, like we were talking about, it says something about bots, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like if I use a bot to like run my Telegram channel, like they have no control or say over people using bots, right? So like that's talking about bots going around the map and grabbing the data. Like, remember the Pokemon Go bots that would go around and find out? Basically, that's how they figure out where all the Pokemon are. They actually have bots that run around the map and see when something spawns, and they put it into their database. Like, we're talking about those kind of bots, right? That are running and trying to scrape data, and we're not talking about like bots that you use on your own data, right?
Right.
Like, I feel like that's different. Anyway.
I mean, on your own data, as in like you are keeping a list of, or you're keeping an index of services or content.
So, well, okay. Put it like this. I could absolutely see someone who's a guardian hunter, because that's legit, right? That sees in comms or sees, hey, agent so-and-so took this portal. Well, I'm going to put in my spreadsheet or my database, because I know how to program, such and such agent, this portal, this date. Okay. Now, I might have a bot that in my channel that I can now access my data and see when, okay, what guardians are coming up that I need to go deal with. And now I have some friends that are in my channel with me, and I'm right. Like, see, so it goes down to a level where there could be, I think, that this data, a way to do like guardian hunting in a way that wouldn't violate a TOS, or is that still considered indexing the data? It's knowledge that I gained from looking at a screen, or heck, someone could have told me, right? Like, it's not like technically going and grabbing. I don't know. Like, where is that line?
Yeah, from their description, they say, you know, no automation tools, bots, spiders, crawlers, data mining tools, engines, or any kind of devices. So basically, the act of you just marking something down in a spreadsheet and then calling it up later, I think, is against the TOS. Like, I don't know if they just want us to do everything on the fly and not be so meticulous as to write things down or to
but
you know
this
what I mean?
Says to extract, scrape, or index the content, and they're talking about the in-game content, right?
Right, but
if you're not using the bot to do that part, you're doing it. So, you did that on your own, right?
Right. So it's when how do you acquire the data?
Right. So you acquire it legitimately. You put it into your spreadsheet or database, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now you use a bot on the back end to check that data. You're not checking the game's data with that bot. You're checking your data.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's like, I don't know. To me, it's gray, right? Because you're not.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Finney McFinger's in the chat room. He says, you writing it down is fine. Using an automated tool to extract is the violation. But
extract from the game or extract from your database? See, like that's where the data different is for me, because if you look at the TOS, it specifically says within the game, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like we need like a whole.
Need like we need some sort of a legal, like a Niantic lawyer.
Yeah. Okay, tell us about like the TOS. Tell us. Okay, we're gonna run these things by you, and but it specifically says you agree that you're responsible for your own conduct. That seems like, of course you are, right? Okay, well. Well, now I'm in the wrong area, I think. Anyway, instead of reading this, let us know what you think. Once again, now I want to read this more, but we're doing a show, so I'll wait. So let's hear what Andy's got to say.
Well, thanks, Andrew. So he had a lot to say last week. So he's not in. The next one he'll have his next AMA will be Monday, February 5th. So he has a message. You want to read the message from Andrew?
Yeah, no AMA this week. In fact, I'll be holding them monthly now instead of weekly for the foreseeable future for a number of reasons. I'll be traveling a lot over the next couple of months, which will make doing them weekly difficult. Also, the number of repeat and duplicate questions recently seems to be increasing. Thanks for understanding. The next one will be Monday, February 5th.
Do you think he really kind of thought about it after he talked to us? Because he was thinking that same thing when we asked him questions. He was like, it's like I should do this once a month, and I keep getting the same questions, and then now it's official.
Yeah, he was floating it right on the show to see if he got any negative reactions, and he's like, okay, no one yelled at me, so I'm gonna try this.
I think it's really good because it's hard to even keep up and read them, and I think having him spread out 12 times a year, it makes it more special and, makes you really think of a question before you start asking. So I think.
Well, maybe that's the other thing is like, maybe you should only be allowed to ask one question.
One question a
per
year?
Person. No, per person.
I'll
ask multiple questions, but, I will think harder about my question if I can only answer one or ask one, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Charge $1. You got to write your question on $1 and mail it to them. Now it's going to be a good question because you're going to have to mail something.
Mail $1 in?
With your question on it.
Isn't that a violation of the federal laws of writing on currency?
Put it on a piece of paper with your $1.
Okay, so we got
What's in the capsule?
What's in the capsule? I thought we had a bumper and we don't. What's in the capsule, everyone? Well, I will tell you what's in the capsule. Awesome ideas for the inclusion into Ingress. And we will start this off with Agent Goonie Guy's fine idea.
Uh-oh.
Do you not have a fine idea? Well, I'll take other ideas too.
Okay, well, good, because mine's not fine. It's just an idea. But lately, I've been noticing I've been getting speed locked all over the place. And maybe it's because I'm driving too fast and going from place to place. And even if I, turn my scanner off, if I had it on before I moved, it's, the location A to location B. If it's too short in the time or whatever, then it's no bueno. And my biggest issue with it is that it doesn't let you know. It's just you try something, you mentioned before that try to recharge a portal or something. But I've even gotten to where you sit there for 3-4, I don't know however long, and then finally it lets you glyph hack. And then you get your glyph hack and you get it perfect, and then it goes womp womp communication error, and you're like, son of a I shouldn't have been able to do that. And then you do it again, and it's another one. And I've had it happen multiple times, and then finally it triggers. And so I really wish there was an indicator that says you're speed locked. You just don't do anything until this is gone, and then you'll be all good. Secondarily, I would love it if they added some kind of extra verification step, whether it's an SMS to my phone or some stupid CAPTCHA that says, okay, we're not going to speed lock you in the future if you have this extra verification. So we know you're not a bot. We know you're not like a spoofer because of this. Or if you are and we catch you, then we'll take your account away and you're going to be screwed because now your phone can't be used, or something. And maybe a CAPTCHA just to unlock the speed lock. So if you're speed locked, you can enter in an extra CAPTCHA or something to just like get it gone and be able to continue on, because it could really screw up ops and missions and things like that. If you don't do it right. And, and you're supposed to just like leave it off until you get to the place and go. But sometimes you've got to do multiple things. And you've got to go from place A to B, and some places you're allowed to go 70 miles per hour, right? Like it's not illegal. So to me, it's like the speed thing shouldn't be an issue. Now, if you go from Florida to California in 10 minutes, yes, there's an issue. There's my idea.
Yes.
Speed lock indicator. How about you?
I like that. Let's see here. So I have a why can't I find it? I'm scrolling right here. It is. Okay, here we go. There we go. This is nothing you've never heard of before, but the integration would be really nice. So you know how you can you can track your friends on Google Maps or Glimpse. Well, how about an integration right into Ingress Prime and the new one, right? So how about just being able to have agent tracking built right in, so that you don't have to use a third-party app. I know that third-party apps are nice and great and everything, but I think people would probably use this feature a lot more if it was just as easy as just being able to track people. Also, I know this would probably introduce things like a friends list and all kinds of other little like social type things in Ingress Prime, but I suspect Ingress Prime is going to have a lot of this stuff in it anyway. I mean, this is a new app. 2018 was far different from 2012 when it came out, or whenever it was, 2013, 2012. Anyway, so how about just something built right in, so you could set certain things like, how about, you track your friends for 2 hours and you do an op, or, I mean, everybody's using Glimpse or Google Maps anyway, so you could even have smart filters on there too and say, just let me know when this group of people reach this portal. You don't even have to see them on the map driving. You just get that alert. Oh, Brent's at this portal. Okay, I just got a little pop-up. It says Brent's at the, Old Baptist Church, blah, 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 whatever it is. Hey, that's good enough for me. So now I know that I can continue my part of the op or whatever. So it'd be a nice organization tool.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, and be able to like just almost full on GPS. Like, go ahead and compete with Waze. Like, there's some extra money for you there, right?
Yeah,
just make
right.
it into a GPS where I'm using it as my GPS instead of having to use a GPS and Ingress, because I still got to have view open to look. Okay, there's the portal if I'm not familiar with the area. So yeah, I love this. Like, let me know where the agents are. Let me know where the portals are. Let me know where the driving, and have, different notable personalities from Ingress give me my directions.
Yeah. And, and it's a two-way street. It's not like you can track anybody who doesn't want to be tracked, obviously. So, you would have some privacy built in. So yeah, really cool.
Yeah. And we did have a comment from Chad about the speed lock. K-Fort says, I think the speed lock is to prevent driving and playing. And I think, and I may be wrong about this, but I think there's kind of two different things. Like if you go over about 40 miles per hour, you're kind of locked, so you can't do anything. But if you're under that, I mean, you can still hack and throw bursters and stuff like that. But there's also like a layer where if you get from point A to point B, like, you just can't do anything. Like you can't hack, and it's maybe a 5-minute time limit. Like it's just, It's like minutes go by where you can't do anything, whereas the other one is if you get under that speed level, you can do stuff. Right? Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but so yeah,
it seems so long. It seems so long when you're sitting there just waiting, like, oh god.
Like, don't turn it on when you get on an airplane, and then try to do something immediately when you get off the airplane. Like you getting to the okay, well, it should have taken you this long if you were going the correct speed to get to this place. So we're gonna wait till you. So don't speed. I mean, maybe that's absolutely right. It's all about. They take would they take the speed on the map or just 40 miles per hour? You can't go faster than that. Mm-hmm. And you're locked from being I don't know, that needs to be fixed regardless. It's not 40 miles per hour everywhere. But
is there is it an altimeter? Is that what it is to detect your altitude in a phone? Something like that. Anyway, I'm just going to pretend and say it is. So
that's what I do. I don't get in trouble for that.
But I remember having this conversation with somebody a couple years ago about Ingress, because if you're in a plane, you would be in range of hundreds of portals at the same time, because, simple geometry. If you start at one portal and you accelerate straight, if you just go straight up in the air, your cone of access will get smaller and smaller. So anyway, underneath you'll have a whole country, well, maybe not a whole country. You're not flying up to this space station, but if you're in an airplane,
small country.
You're definitely above a few different states, in the United States, or an island or something, right? So you would be able to go crazy, right? So there's something there stopping you. It could be the speed, because obviously you're going very fast when you're in an airplane. But here's the dilemma. What if you were not in an airplane? What if you were standing still, yet you were way up in the air? Say you were in, I don't know, a really like a hot air balloon, right? It's barely moving. In fact, you can make it just kind of completely stop, right? If you have fine control over the nozzle of the, propane or whatever it takes, the hot air. Anyway, so, or a helicopter, right? You could stay still in a helicopter. So has anybody tried this before? Can you go way up and just freaking connect everything in a country or in an island? I don't know.
I'm not that good with geometry to know. Yeah.
I mean, somebody let us know in a comment. I know that a ton of people probably already know this before. I don't travel a lot, so I don't know. I'm barely in an airplane, so I don't know. But I would definitely try something like this if I were way up in the sky. So anyway, okay, so we have an idea here. What's in the capsule from Finny McFinger? Finny McFinger from Twitter. And he's also in the chat. So he says, time for my weekly idea, EMP mod. This mod could appear to be a shield, but when the portal is attacked, it could trigger the EMP detonation, disrupting all scanner activity within a small radius of the portal for a short time, maybe longer with rare mod. That's pretty cool. EMP blast, and it just disrupts everybody's scanner. So it's kind of like when you turn your scanner on and you're out, or you're in a metal building, right? It just be like staticky, and
kind of like when you're out of XM and you're trying to throw up bursters.
Oh, right, that too, right?
That maybe.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Can you imagine an anomaly that happening?
Oh God!
And just for the other team,
right?
That'd be crazy.
I like that idea. That's really cool. We have some really cool mod ideas coming out of this show lately. You could, all these ideas, we need to have 25 to 30 mods total. Lots to choose from for all kinds of different situations. That would be really cool. And I guess we'll get into the next segmento.
Greetings, Agent. You just called the Agent Academy podcast. Comes hotline.
Thank you, JBJ Blaze, for sitting in that bumper. We shortened it just a little bit. We're going to try to keep them to like 15 seconds or shorter if possible. But that's like the third one he sent in, fourth one maybe.
Yeah, I believe so.
And crazy, the codes has the JB in it as well. So that just happens to be. But we got a bunch of comments in this week. First one here. We actually got a bunch on our Reddit post. So we'll, every once in a while, every few episodes, we'll make a post on Reddit about the latest episode. And of course, we did it for the interview with Andrew. And we had a response from, Reddit Anti-Hero on there who said, your thing on military bases, you are taking the wrong way. You can't have a portal that is a military base, as in the entrance where agents would be getting in the way. But you can have portals inside a military base that is not obstructing. And so it was a really good discussion on there. Multiple people made some really good points. So I say go read that. I think the gist of it is there still needs to be some kind of clarification, I think, from Niantic on what they mean when they say interfering with emergency operations and military bases, industrial sites, power plants, and air traffic control towers, because all those aren't emergency operations like they're trying to get out somewhere to help people. It's they're doing things like, you know, getting planes down safely. So they don't want a bunch of people around their tower causing problems just because people are going to have to go, hey, what are you doing? Who are you? Right. Like, what's going on here? And I think that's more, in my mind, that's kind of what the rule is saying about military bases and other places. Fire stations, we know you don't want people in the way because the vehicle needs to get out to stop a fire, as well as like a hospital with ambulance is trying to get out. But there are probably okay areas at those, possibly some of those kind of locations. But I think a military base, you know, and there was someone made a point that there was one military commander who actually had Pokemon Go portals removed from the whole base, or said they should be, or something like that. So it's like, I could see in rec areas, you know, like where military personnel are spending, you know, their families and stuff are on bases and stuff. So that's like the perfect place, right? Where they have walking trails and bowling alleys and their own recreational parks and things like that. But maybe out where people are actually doing military stuff, like making rockets and missiles and helicopters and training and that sort of thing, maybe aren't the best places for them. And I think that's the problem is OPR may not be the best people to judge that, right? Because I get military things on the base, and I'm not going to know if it's a good area for that or not. I mean, I used to work out there, so I kind of know some places that might be good. So yeah, it's a real gray area once again.
Yeah. Yay for gray areas. Come on, lawyers. We need areas. That's the two big grayest things for us. Is that's the military base thing and the oh crap, what was the other one? Earlier in the show.
Towers. Oh, the scraping stuff. Bots.
Yeah, the whole scraping, the whole keeping your own data and being able to access, like, I mean, yeah. So anyway, yeah. And someone else made a good point that the portals they had seen on bases were all like housing areas and churches, and I think that was Kita Scooter and recreation trails. And that's one thing I think we all got to keep in mind is all the bases are different. Some bases are solely like, hey, we're training and we're doing some crazy stuff here. We don't want anyone that isn't supposed to be here, like military wise or anything, doing stuff like when you're here, you're to do this military stuff. We don't want you playing games even, you know. And there's military bases in other countries that might shoot you for doing it. You know, you don't know. Like, I mean, maybe you don't
play in North Korea or something, but I have a feeling they wouldn't like you on their military base at all playing Ingress, and possibly not in the country. So it does to some, I guess, people make good points like the OPR in that area, maybe they know better. And so having a blanket rule doesn't work, or maybe a blanket rule to just say, hey, how about military bases are just no bueno? Completely.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Hooray for Hollywood.
Hollywood. Let's see.
Did a cute cat.
We got another one here. This one is from I can't read it.
J.H. Salum 2008. Is that it?
Yeah. J.H. Salum 2008. Okay. Do you plan on having more guests from Niantic come on soon? And how do I decode the thing I saw in the latest podcast?
What? What was that? Agent Soho, have you been doing some crazy wacky stuff to our episodes?
Okay, so I'll just say Alistair from the last episode, he wins. He decoded the secret message from the last week's podcast episode on YouTube. It's a visual thing, so it's not audio thing. So if you just want to have some fun and try to figure out how to decode some weird messages you might see, you probably will get a reward out of it. So he got his reward because he figured it out. And I don't think we can tell anybody how to decode the thing. Strange things happen in the video feed that we can't understand, we can't explain, and we just we have viewers just decode it on their own and without anybody's help, and they're just smart people. So I don't know. Try a lot of things, trial and error. Shoot, post it on Reddit. Ask other people. There's probably might be a group of people trying to do the same thing. Maybe get together. I don't know. So and there might be one on this episode. I don't know. I don't put them there. The Shapers do. Speaking of Shapers and lore and all this fanfic kind of stuff, we talked last week about the Link Laser. Right?
Link Laser.
Bringing that back up again. So the Link Laser was a cool idea, and he got really in depth, and it was really well thought out. It was really cool. I was trying to think of the word. It's like coming up with not lore, but I don't know. I couldn't really think of the word, and so thankfully we got a comment on YouTube from K Fort, and she said when you were talking about the fanfics, it was called a head canon. I didn't know that. Head canon. I never heard of that.
That's awesome.
So I looked it up in dictionary. So head canon is a noun. It is fandom slang, and it says elements and interpretations of a fictional universe accepted by an individual fan, but not found within or supported by the official canon. Interesting. So it's basically that. So it's an element within fandom.
So
basically.
Not like a head cannon where you have a cannon on your head and you're shooting stuff, or you have a cannon that you're shooting heads out of. Right. It's like canon lore. Okay, I get it. Like the canon of the got it.
So makes sense. Well, thank you for clearing that up. That's why we love comments like this. Hey, correct us.
You blew our mind, and not even with a head cannon.
That's awesome. And I guess we will call that a show.
We will.
What do you know?
We will. Maybe we should make our own head cannon.
Head cannon. You know what Ingress needs? It needs a head cannon.
Well, we're going to give it to you.
Something you can really...
And Finney says a new mod idea. Cannon for Agent Goonie Guy's head.
There you go.
It will shoot heads out of it. It'll be a head cannon. Right? No? And then I'll have 4 of them. So it'll be like a quad 4-head cannon. Because the story about the cannon would be canon, right? Or would be a head cannon. So it'd be a quad 4-head cannon, 4 head cannon.
Yeah, you figured it out. It has been decoded.
And
all right.
Was there a code within that message?
Maybe.
Do not
Maybe.
want
Do not.
34 agent academies.
No. That's it. So get out there and go fishing. Go fishing
don't
for
do
some
that.
goldfish.
Or
No,
maybe
don't do that.
okay. I don't know. Find out more information.
In a lake, in a pond.
If you were a user of the goldfish thing and want to tell us more about it, we don't do websites, but we will talk about it on the show. So let us know.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, definitely.
Call in at speakpipe.com/Agent Academy. Watch us on YouTube's Agent Academy, Twitter, Agent Academy, Facebook, Agent Academy Podcast.
Oops. Yep. And
we forgot. Oh, totally forgot.
What did we forget?
Mission. There's a new mission in Huntsville, and it is the Agent Academy in Huntsville mission. And so you can follow and find places that Agent Soho and I either worked together, met, or other various lore things about the two of us and the show. And you can do the mission in Huntsville and get the badge for it. And we'll probably do these in other places that we visited as well in the future, and maybe make a banner.
This has to be a video. This has to be a video of us doing the mission, like, obviously.
In the snow?
In the
So
snow,
tomorrow,
yeah. That is awesome.
So, but
this
I
is really cool.
thought if we have people do these, that maybe they could win a prize.
Oh, okay.
We get some swag.
Okay, yeah. You get some real medals, like in IRL medals for your backpack or zippers or whatever you want to put it on.
You're not zipping me, sir.
I have to think of some way to securely get your addresses and stuff like that.
There you go. Can you see this? So the first person who does it, and who doesn't mind meeting up with us, will get a Agent Academy podcast. Am I in the camera? There we go.
Yeah.
It's a little money pouch.
Oh yeah,
It's really small, but it has a secret compartment inside. So you can now put your... Hey, this would be a great place to put all your anomaly badges and coins and things in, and then you could keep it with you.
Cool.
So there it is.
Yeah, fancy schmancy.
So go do it. And yeah, there's that.
All right, and that's the real end. Maybe we'll announce the mission thing next week too, on the beginning of the episode. We just tacked it on the very end, but that's cool. Alrighty then, I guess we are out for another week, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.